Chicago to Denver is about 1,000 miles. That's 14 to 15 hours of driving across the plains, or a flight of under 3 hours with 57 departures a day out of O'Hare. It looks like the easiest drive-or-fly call in America, and it isn't. I ran the numbers for a solo traveler, a couple, and a family of 4, and the answer changes depending on who's going. The drive is Interstate 80 west through Iowa and Nebraska, then Interstate 76 into Denver. That's roughly 1,000 miles and 14 to 15 and a half hours of actual driving. Almost nobody should do that in one push, so a realistic plan is 2 days with an overnight around Kearney or North Platte, Nebraska. Budget a hotel night at around $120, plus about $15 in tolls leaving Chicago on the Illinois Tollway, and road food on top. Fuel works out simply. At 25 miles per gallon, the trip burns about 40 gallons, which comes to roughly $140 each way at current Midwest prices, or $280 round trip. The flight is 2 hours and 45 minutes gate to gate out of O'Hare to Denver International Airport, DEN. Fares swing widely, and that matters. Frontier sells one-ways from around $40, while the major carriers like United, Southwest, and American typically run $160 to $290 round trip. For this math, I'm using $180 round trip on a major airline, booked a few weeks out. Now, here's where most comparisons fall apart. They count gas as the cost of driving, and gas isn't even half of it. According to American Automobile Association, the average new vehicle costs between 55 and 84 cents per mile to operate once you include depreciation, tires, maintenance, and insurance. Depreciation alone, the value your car loses as the odometer climbs, averages over $4,300 a year, which makes it the single biggest cost of ownership. The IRS puts the all-in figure at 72.5 cents per mile for 2026. Apply that honestly, and the picture changes. A 2,000-mile round trip costs about $1,450 in total vehicle cost. Even using a conservative 50 cents a mile for an older paid-off car, you're at $1,000 before the hotel. Gas is the visible cost. Where is the real one? So let's run the scenarios, starting solo. Driving, counted honestly, comes to roughly $1,000 in vehicle cost at the conservative rate, plus 2 hotel nights round trip and food, which lands around $1,300 and 4 full days of travel time. Flying costs $180 for the ticket and maybe $80 more in airport transit and bags, so about $260 total. And each direction takes about 6 hours door to door once you add getting to O'Hare, security, the flight, and the long haul from Denver International Airport into the city via Denver RTD or a rideshare. Solo, this isn't close. Flying is roughly a fifth of the cost and a fraction of the time. The only reason a solo traveler drives this route is because they want the road trip itself, or they need their car in Colorado for weeks. A couple changes the math, because the car costs the same with 2 people in it. That's the whole logic of driving. Call it the same $1,300, now split across 2 travelers. Flying doubles to $360 in tickets plus extras, around $450 total. And if you need wheels in Denver, a week's rental adds $300 to $400 more, pushing the fly total toward $850. Now it's genuinely close. Without a rental, flying still wins on money and crushes on time. With a rental, driving becomes the cheaper option, and you're paying with your weekend instead of your wallet. A family of 4 flips it. 4 tickets at $180 is $720. Add checked bags, airport parking or transit, and a week's rental car big enough for the family, and the fly column lands around $1,300 to $1,400. The drive column barely moves. Same car, same fuel, same hotel, maybe slightly more in food, still roughly $1,300, now moving 4 people and all their luggage with 0 baggage fees and a car waiting at every stop. And if you're driving with kids, this route actually has more going for it than you'd expect. You'll pass the Archway Monument at Kearney, the Great Platte River Road that Lewis and Clark and the Oregon Trail emigrants all followed, and the Rocky Mountains rising on the horizon as you roll into Colorado. For a family, the money is a wash and driving often pulls ahead, especially with a paid-off vehicle where the out-of-pocket cost drops to gas, tolls, and a hotel, under $600 total. There's one more honest column, and that's time and reliability. Flying's advertised 2 hours and 45 minutes is really about 6 hours door to door. And on this route, roughly 1 flight in 5 is delayed, with average delays over 2 hours. The drive is 15+ hours each way, but it's predictable, and Interstate 80 is about as easy as long-distance driving gets, flat, straight, and lined with services. Its real risks are fatigue, and in winter, Nebraska blizzard conditions and I-80 winter storms that can shut the road entirely. CDOT and Nebraska road conditions are worth checking before any November through March departure. From November through March, the flight's advantage grows. So here's the verdict. Solo, fly, and it's not a debate. 1/5 of the cost and 1/4 of the time. A couple, fly if you don't need a car in Denver, drive if you do. A family of 4, drive, especially in a paid-off car, because the savings are real and the flexibility is free. And in every case, the honest rule is this. Count your car at 50 cents a mile minimum, not just the gas, because the odometer bills you whether you notice or not. Thanks for watching. If this breakdown helped, subscribe. Same treatment, different route, next time.